Will you let them take your honor, your freedom, your lives? No! For liberty!
Lafayette.
Huh? General Washington, where am I?
In Bethlehem. We found you back at Brandywine with a musket ball to the leg.
Did I conduct myself with honor?
Well...
Oh, owie, 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 owie! Suck it out! Suck it out!
It's a bullet wound, not a snake bite.
Oh! Did we at least win the battle?
Nah, we got hosed, and we're about to evacuate Philadelphia.
Oh, I'm sorry, General Washington. I have failed you in my first battle.
Kid, my first battle went so sideways that it started the French and Indian War. Now you took a musket ball to the leg and you stayed in the fight. You stayed with your men. You're a real officer now. So I suppose you'll be making your way back to France now that you've finally seen some action.
Are the British still in your land?
That they are.
And do they still intend on oppressing your freedom?
That they do.
Well then, General Washington, I am going nowhere. I came to this land to fight for liberty, and
For Pete's sake, kid, what part of you just took a musket ball to the leg don't you understand?
1777 wasn't the best year for the Americans. They had lost at Brandywine, Paoli, Germantown, and even lost the continental capital of Philadelphia. As winter approached, Washington made camp with his exhausted troops at Valley Forge, and Lafayette was presented with an enticing offer.
Hamilton, have you seen General Washington? Oh yeah, he's over there. Oh, have you met my boy John Lawrence?
Pleased to meet you.
He's Washington's aide-de-camp, positively brilliant, the best kisser I know, and an abolitionist to boot. Very nice to meet you. Wait, he's what?
Yeah, an abolitionist. Crazy, right?
Lafayette, what do you need?
Oh, General Washington, I do not know what to do. The Board of War has offered me an independent command to invade Canada.
Of course they have. They're doing it to sway you away from me. Seems like they're already talking about replacing me as Commander-in-Chief.
Absurd! Then I refuse!
No, you won't. You're gonna take it. I'll be fine, and besides, you deserve it, kid. Go get him. Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta make sure everybody here is inoculated against smallpox.
Actually, General Washington, I've been doing a lot of my own research, and it turns out that inoculations have a secret mind control device and all.
Shut up and take the frickin' shot.
So Lafayette headed to upstate New York, where General Horatio Gates had recently scored a critical victory against the British at Saratoga. He expected to find thousands of Continentals and French-Canadian volunteers ready to liberate Canada. Instead, he found...
There's nobody here.
Well, what did you expect? You're proposing a winter raid into Quebec. You're gonna freeze their oafs off.
And who, may I ask, are you?
I'm Major General Benedict Arnold. I took Fort Ticonderoga?
I thought that was Ethan Allen.
No. I won Saratoga.
I thought that was Horatio Gates.
I hate this army.
Disappointed, Lafayette returned to Valley Forge to find an interesting development.
Wow, they look like a real army now.
I know, right? Well, you can credit Baron von Steuben for that. He whipped our boys into shape, though he doesn't speak a lick of English, so we had to use an interpreter.
Deutscher Sprecher. Lass uns
He says when he arrived, these men couldn't drill, shoot, and had a complete lack of discipline. Now they're a lean, mean fighting machine, ready to take on the might of the British Army.
But how were they able to learn these new skills?
Es wird alle verwirren.
Easy. They just use Skillshare.
Still no sponsorship?
Still no sponsorship.
Scheiße.
And more good news was coming in. After the American victory at Saratoga, France had officially signed an alliance with the young United States. Saratoga had also prompted a change in British leadership. General William Howe was replaced with General Henry Clinton, who enacted his plans to abandon Philadelphia and pull back to New York City. Lafayette was then given his first mission: gain spies, keep an eye on the British, and don't get captured. As luck would have it, when a local doctor heard the Brits were planning a midnight raid to ambush Lafayette, he rushed to tell the Marquis, who was still up, recruiting a potential female spy.
The British are coming! Them too?
Lafayette would have had another chance at leading a mission, attacking the British forces at Monmouth Courthouse, if not for...
I'm General Charles Henry Lee. Who's in charge here?
I am, sir.
Not anymore. I'm taking over.
So, what's your plan?
I don't know. Didn't really think that far ahead. Retreat, I guess.
That's a pretty crummy plan.
Well, I'm a pretty crummy general.
Lee was court-martialed, resigned, and then insulted Washington to the point where John Lawrence challenged him to a duel, with Hamilton acting as his second.
So you're gonna want to just shoot the first one in the air so that...
Alex, something tells me I shouldn't be taking dueling advice from you. By July, French ships under the command of Comte d'Estaing began arriving off the coast of Rhode Island, which immediately led to a struggle over who was in charge.
We will lead the attack.
Like hell you will. This is our war. You guys bring up the rear.
Comte d'Estaing and General Sullivan, we need to put our egos aside and work together.
Oh, look, the British fleet is off the coast. Off I go.
God damn it, Frenchie. Men, move your butts. We'll get those Brits first.
Ugh, could this get any worse?
Yes, so we ran into a storm that beat the crap out of us. We go to Boston now for repairs.
We got stuck in the mud. All of us.
Almost mercifully, Washington gave Lafayette his next mission, go back to France and champion the American cause.
Your Highness, as you can see, we are hemorrhaging money. Can we not just raise the taxes on the third estate? I don't know. If we raise them more, we run the risk of inciting revolution.
I'm back! Despite leaving as a fugitive, Lafayette was now heralded as a hero. Teamed up with the American diplomat Benjamin Franklin, they began soliciting the French government for supplies, equipment, and most importantly, money.
You have to be amazed at the infectious quality of Monsieur Franklin.
I know, he leaves quite an impression in these meetings.
No, I mean with the letters. The man's become a walking STD.
Franklin and Lafayette's effort led to the French providing a small fleet of ships, thousands of troops to be led under the General Rochambeau, and much-needed funds. Lafayette also spent 1779 reconnecting with his beloved Adrienne, resulting in her giving birth to their first son on Christmas Eve.
Oh, I am so happy, Adrienne. At this moment, I can think of nothing more than our wonderful family. Oh, me too, Gilbert. Please, just promise me that you'll be here for me, for our family. It was just so hard when Henriette died, and I just need to know... fat.
Returning in the spring of 1780, Lafayette found a Continental Army in need of help. Enlistments were expiring and many soldiers were leaving due to exhaustion, low morale, and the fact that even if they were paid, it was in Continental dollars, so worthless that they might as well be used as toilet paper.
Ugh, this is horrible. The Continental dollars should be hung over, not under.
To make matters worse, Rochambeau soon arrived in New England with only half the promised men, all of them sick as dogs, and none of the promised cargo. The worst came when General Gates, who some thought should really be the commander-in-chief, was sent to defeat the British, who had recently invaded the South, at Camden, South Carolina.
All right, Horatio, let's show them what you're made of.
Battle did not go well?
Oh yeah, no.
You abandoned your men?
Like 150 miles ago.
Maybe you should not be in charge after all.
Oh yeah, that'd be a horrible idea.
Following a summer of defeats, Lafayette joined Washington and Hamilton to meet Rochambeau in New England to discuss plans for the American and French forces. Along the way, they were ferried across the Hudson River by an old comrade that was recently given command of the American fort at West Point.
So that coward Gates really left his men on the battlefield?
Oh yes, Benedict, grand lâche, and so hard to believe as he was the hero of Saratoga.
Benedict? Why did you have a portrait of King George in your jacket?
To remind me of the tyrant we're fighting against.
Is that why there's a heart round around him and it says, "Notice me, senpai"?
Exactly. Look at that. We've reached the shore. Gotta go. West Point ain't gonna point itself.
On the way back, the Continental officers stopped at Arnold's home, but only found his young wife, Peggy. And then the horrible news was delivered.
It appears Benedict has defected to the British.
Oh, I cannot believe it. Peggy, I am so sorry for you. What? Oh yeah, I mean, oh no. I'm so surprised. I had no idea. Oh, that scoundrel. How do you just turn your back on your country like that?
And just abandon your wife. Peggy, She's defected too, ain't she?
It would appear so. The winter of '81 saw another split, this time between the trio of Laurens, Hamilton, and Lafayette. Laurens was assigned to France as a diplomat, Hamilton resigned from Washington's staff after a minor tiff, and Lafayette was sent with von Steuben to stop the newly red-coated Arnold in the South. General Clinton had returned to New York, leaving General Charles Cornwallis in charge. But the Loyalist support that the British counted on evaporated, and they were soon hounded by the likes of American badasses like Francis Marion, aka the Swamp Fox.
Men, I don't care what it takes. This Swamp Fox and his guerrilla tactics have gone on long enough. When we find him, he'll wish he'd never dared challenge the might of the... All right, I'm out of here.
Declaring the Carolinas lost, Cornwallis headed north to Virginia, while Lafayette headed south to meet him in battle. With few troops in tow, Lafayette ran into then Virginia Governor Thomas Jefferson.
Are you really from France? I totally love France. Low-key, I think I love France more than this dinky old place.
Yes, I'm from France. Now will you please assign your militias to help us fight Cornwallis?
Sorry, but I can't do that. We kind of need them here to put down possible slave rebellions.
You are the all men are created equal guy, right?
Oh yeah, that's definitely me. So, tell me if I'm saying this right. Croissant?
Back in France, Foreign Minister Verjean started doubting the Americans' ability to pull this thing off.
I'm sorry, gentlemen, but the rest of the supply ships, they are not coming. Frankly, Your Majesty, I don't know if France can afford to continue this fight. Foreign Minister Verjean, you make a good point. What say you, Finance Minister Necker? Don't be a paper-handed bitch. Let's YOLO this one, buy the dip, and take a rocket to the moon.
So with a fresh injection of cash, supplies, and the French Caribbean fleet headed north to assist, things were looking up for the Americans. Meanwhile, Cornwallis continued advancing through Virginia, even running into Benedict Arnold and assuming command of his troops.
Sir, where are you taking my men?
To the James River to await further reinforcements.
Sir, I was already up there burning Richmond to the ground. Knowing the area we're in, I suggest you find a more inland location to wait.
Why should I take advice from you, Benedict Arnold? What have you ever done?
No longer in command of his troops, Arnold went north to New York City. Cornwallis, with Lafayette hot on his heels, continued to the James River, waiting for his reinforcements in the hills of Yorktown.
Sir, the Royal Fleet is nearly here.
Great. Soon we'll have the... Dear me, what are those things on the horizon?
French ships?
Oh, shit. There goes the war.
The French Caribbean fleet had made it up in time to prevent the British ships from delivering their supplies and men. At the same time, a combined force of Washington, Rochambeau, and their troops had marched down from New York. The British were trapped, a fact confirmed by the enslaved African-American spy, James Armistead.
Between the British and the Hessians, they've got maybe 9,000 troops.
And how can you be sure?
Because I heard it from Cornwallis himself, at his headquarters.
Mr. Armistead has been able to sneak in and out of their camp undetected by posing as a runaway slave. Impossible. I refuse to believe you were able to just walk in with no one identifying you.
Over here, Chief. Yeah, I think you white folk aren't as good at telling us black folk apart as you think you are.
Additionally, Hamilton and Laurens had returned. The band was back together just in time for a siege. 3 weeks of solemn bombardment, yet still Lafayette grew impatient. Can we attack yet?
No.
Can we attack yet?
No.
Can we attack yet?
No.
Can we attack yet?
Fine. Go take their readouts and shut up already.
Woohoo! Lafayette oversaw the mission, tasking Hamilton and Laurens to lead the troops, and on October 17th, Cornwallis surrendered. Later at the formal ceremony, the British, ever the petty bunch, refused to acknowledge the Americans' presence until Lafayette had an idea.
Gentlemen, play a song so American that the British will have no choice but to look at you.
Yorktown would be the last major battle of the war, and a signal to Lafayette that it was time to go home. He had arrived as a boy seeking adventure and idealistic causes, and left a hero of the New World. And when he occasionally returned, he would visit the childless man that became a father to this fatherless child.
Sir, I've given thought to what Laurens has said about slavery, and permit me to propose a plan. What if we buy estates and slaves, but free them and pay them to work on the land? You know, like a farm. If it succeeds, then maybe all in America might free their slaves.
Oh, Lafayette, your plan shows the benevolence of your heart, but I don't think this young nation is ready for emancipation.
The fuck it ain't. Well, I am going to do it. You'll see. After all, I'll need something to do now that the revolution is over. We both will, I suppose. Perhaps the most exciting part of our lives has already passed us by. General Washington, do you really think we'll get more videos about us?
That depends on if the people leave a comment asking for it, or like this video, or subscribe.
In the meantime, they can watch another Drawn of History video over here.
Or they can support the channel by becoming a Patreon patron down here. They can get sneak peeks throughout production and might even appear in a future video.
General Washington, would it be alright if I started calling you Papa?
Yeah, kid, that's not gonna happen.